Hello, hello, hello. This is Live with Michelle Bama. We talk about health, wealth, and spirituality. Today we are here and we are with Miss Brenda.
Yay.
So, Brenda, tell us who you are and what you do in the world.
Okay, I would love to. My name is Brenda Faust Thomas, and I'm a two-time business owner, actually. One of my businesses is that I'm a federal consultant. That's what I do on a full-time basis.
Mhm.
And my other passion is my healthcare product line. So the name of my business is Natural Sentiments. I started that business, I believe, back in 2003. And, it's been off and on for a number of years. And I think it was 2020, right at the start of the pandemic, that I
Mhm.
started to rebrand and regroup and kind of, do a new thing.
Mhm.
Prior to that, I did have a store in Occoquan, Virginia. And it was absolutely wonderful. There's a lot of street traffic in that area. But then, the building was no longer available. And so then I went up on Capitol Hill in DC and I loved it. Every Saturday I was up there vendoring and met some wonderful people and did very, very well there. But then we had that little incident with the sniper. And
Yeah.
and so that kind of, came to an end. And I haven't been back there yet, but recently I've been thinking about, maybe going back there on a Saturday. But in any event, it's had its peaks, and its lows. So right when the pandemic started, I thought that was a good time to rebrand and,
Mhm.
kind of really get things going again. And so in 2020, we did that. It's still Natural Sentiments. We changed some of the products a little bit. I started out just doing essential oils, products with essential oils, and some of my customers were saying, what if I want a fruity smell, or what if I want
Mhm.
fragrant smell, and so that was another thing that we did. We kind of changed up a little bit and added some different, products to our product line. But basically, we make amazing bath and body products without the harmful chemicals and preservatives that you find in commercial products.
Mhm.
It's more, to me, it's more than a skincare line. For me, it's about intentional self-care. And I think that's very important. And so that's the one distinction, that I make.
Mhm.
That's pretty much what I've been doing
That
over.
sounds amazing. That's why you say that. That's a lot. That is a whole lot. When you think about self-care, often we go right to, getting a massage, getting our nails done, getting our feet done. We don't think often about self-care from the perspective of what we put on our body,
Yes.
just as important as how we treat our body.
Yes, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so as you have created these natural products, what was the impetus for doing, all natural, making sure that they're good? We would always love to have high quality products, but sometimes we can't afford it. you know.
Exactly.
And so how do we have these amazing products at a good price, available just for regular people?
Well, so I think of self-care as more of an intentional, basically everyday experience. That's how I think of self-care. And I think you have to really be committed to that. If you're not a health conscious person,
Mhm.
then you have to be talked into it, right? But if you are a person that really cares about, what you put on your body and the difference that it makes. For instance, our skin is the largest organ. And
Oh.
what you put on your skin and what you massage into your skin seeps into, your pores and the many tissues below the skin surface. So you're really rubbing in chemicals and preservatives into your body, and it gets into the tissues. It's, what I always say is, what you put on your body or what you rub into your skin or massage into your skin, it's like you're eating it, right? Because it's going right inside the body. And so I think you have to have a sense for caring for, what you're actually using. If you don't have a mind to um, get something natural, something that's healthy, then you're going to go and you're going to buy the commercial product and you're not going to care. I think my product is like a daily luxury, if you will. I want people to feel like, I can purchase one of, her bars of soap and I'm going to enjoy it. It's not like it's something that's expensive. It's about taking care of your body and doing something healthy for yourself. To me, that's self-care. It's taking care of the physical, the emotional, the mental and the spiritual part of ourselves, for overall well-being.
Absolutely. We are talking to Miss Brenda Faust Thomas, and we will be right back. We are back. We are back. We were talking about self care and that whole ideal that when we are able to buy some quality products
Mhm.
that are at a price range that that everybody feels like, hey, this is attainable. I can get this. It's not a $600 jar of cream. It's when I can do that, I can have luxury. I can have this beautiful scent, this beautiful feeling every day.
Mhm.
Now, you said that you were and we're going to come back to the piece of the products, but I want to kind of skip forward to when we're thinking about self care. You said that you were a federal consultant,
Mhm.
and with all of the things that are happening in the world right now, with the federal system, we're not blaming you at all.
Okay, good.
But but the question becomes, as people are feeling the anxiety around what's happening, how do you have those conversations around self-care, mental health, around preservation of who they are
Mhm.
in relation to, having some products and having some things that really do help?
Well, I haven't really, I don't mix the two, my 9 to 5 with my natural sentiments, but I think that's a very good question because people are going through a lot,
Mhm.
and there's a lot of stress and there's a lot of anxiety. And then, of course, there's the financial aspect of, not having a job. And so people may feel like, I can't afford, to buy, this product because I can go here and get it for, much, much less. So I think that, what one needs to think about is, what's important for me,
Mm,
my own self-being, for my own mental health. I mean, my products have essential oils that do have some therapeutic value, right?
right.
Like my peppermint and my lavender and my chamomile and lavender, they relax you.
Mhm.
So you could be, in the shower or in the tub and just actually feel a sense of relief as
Right.
you start to use as you use the products. It's not going to change the situation whatsoever. The situation, excuse me, is still going to be there. But
Mhm.
you still have that. You want to give people that sense of well-being. Everything's going to be okay. Like that anxiety, should come down a little bit. As you start to inhale and smell. My product is like a sensory product, right? And the sense of smell is powerful.
Yes.
It is very powerful. And so I would recommend or suggest to someone, try it. My
Mhm.
products are not that expensive. Of course, it is a little bit more because it's all made by hand, right?
Right.
We don't use a machine or anything. We use our ingredients, and everything is made by hand. So it is going to cost a little bit more. But I think the outcome of using the products totally outweighs, the difference in using my product versus a commercial product. So
Right.
I would say to anybody that works in the government right now, that your well-being is
Mhm.
very important. And I know it's easy to say, right?
Mhm.
That's easy to say because we're not going through it. But for someone that is, I would definitely talk about my products and the effect that it could have, and the intentional self-care that they're going to need to, kind of, take a hold of, right? And enjoy
Mhm.
while they're going through this.
And I think one of the things that you were saying, like, when you look at a lavender, when you look at a chamomile, they're
Mhm.
also going to produce that sleep for you. They're going to relax you down, allow you to get that sleep. And one of the things that we know is good sleep, having good quality sleep, restful sleep will allow us to be able to wake the next day, be productive, be a better citizen, be a better person, be a better mom, a better
Yeah,
entrepreneur, a better whoever we are. And so that good sleep is so important.
it's very important. It's very important to get a good night's rest. And if you're having some anxiety, you don't can't just lay down and go to sleep, right? Because
Mhm.
you're up. And so as you were saying, those products help to relax you, give you that sense of ease, of peace, and you can get a good night's rest.
Yeah. So we're having a conversation about natural sentiments. Get that scent, that
Yes.
sentiment, because we are looking at making sure that we have some good scents in our house, in our with our in our tub, on our body, but making sure that we're doing beautiful natural products. We are talking to Miss Brenda Faust Thomas, and we will be right back. All right, we are back. We are back. We are talking to Miss Brenda Faust Thomas, and we are talking about natural sentiments, her products. Now, tell me, you said that you use essential oils. What are if we're going to your product line, we're going to your website, what essential oils am I going to be able to find?
Okay, so we don't do all of them, but we do the ones that I think are most prevalent, and that's
Hmm.
definitely peppermint, right, which is
Hmm.
invigorating.
Right.
Lavender, which helps to relax you.
Hmm.
I have a lemon essential oil. I have a eucalyptus essential oil. I have a sandalwood essential oil that everybody absolutely loves. My products that include sandalwood, I can't keep. You It's like, I have orders for them now, because, sandalwood has a different kind of smell, right? And
Hmm.
it's said to be like
Kind
an
of earthy.
yeah, and it's said to be like an aphrodisiac, right? And so people just love it. I have chamomile and lavender combined.
Hmm.
I have ginger. I have let's see, I have patchouli and frankincense.
Hmm.
Um, And I think that's I'm missing a couple of them, but that's the gist of
Uh-huh.
what I have.
And
And
what are the products? So you said that you mentioned something about a soap, and what else? What other products do you produce?
right, so we have soap. So my product line consists of soap, body scrubs or salts, uh,
Mm-hmm.
lotion for moisturizing, and my famous um, body butter,
Mm-hmm.
which for me is second to none to any body butter on the market, and it moves very fast. And they come in 5 different scents. I have unscented for people
Mm-hmm.
that just don't like fragrance at all. I have the sandalwood. I call it sultry sandalwood. I have mango madness,
Mm-hmm.
mellow mango. I have ginger, and I have a tropical passion.
That sounds amazing.
Gosh, people love it. People love
It
it.
can definitely get you in the mood for summer and
Yeah,
vacation, even if you're not able to go on one.
right, right.
So tell me why ginger? Because when when you say that, people go
I
ginger.
know.
Uh, tell us why.
So I sometimes people ask me for for a product, right? And so I vend um, often,
Mhm.
and folks will come up and say, "Do you have this or do you have that?" And if I don't, I tell them, "No, I don't," but I'll consider that. So people were asking me if I had a product with ginger, and I didn't at the time. And
Mhm.
so we came back and started our research and, went through the research and development period and the testing period. And people tell me they love ginger, and so that ginger body butter moves. It doesn't move as fast as the others, but when people ask for it, they love it. When I'm vendoring, people ask me for ginger, and they're like, "Oh, I love ginger." You
Mhm.
know, so, we do that sometimes. Sometimes when people ask for something, we'll come back and consider it.
And so, just from a premise, because I do essential oil quite a bit, I'm on my health and wellness side.
Oh,
Um, One of the things about ginger and why I'm sure people like it is because it reduces inflammation. And
mhm.
so there's that piece in which when you're rubbing it into your legs and you're rubbing it into your feet and you're rubbing it into your joints, that there's that reduction of
Yeah,
inflammation that people are feeling um,
that's why they ask for it. Yeah.
in the back.
Yes, that's why they ask for it. And we produce it. I don't like to say, whatever you want. If we don't have, we'll make it. But we do that research, and when we see the value or the talents of an essential oil, we understand why people are asking for it, and then
Mhm.
we'll go ahead and start doing that development and testing.
That is amazing. So as you think about that, you think about people coming up and asking. I heard you say something not today, but when we were on something else, you
Uh-huh.
were saying that you do sometimes do personalized smells. How does
Mhm.
that work?
So basically the same way. So if it depends on, like, it has to be good for me, right? I mean, when I go through that research and development, I smell it. If I'm not feeling it, then we won't continue. But but if someone asks, like people were asking me for a turmeric soap, and I
Okay.
didn't have that. That wasn't something that was in my product line, but they were telling me, turmeric is good for the skin. It helps,
Yes.
it helps, take away blemishes
Brighten you up.
yeah, exactly. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I did just that. I came back and I did the research on turmeric, and we started to pull it together, and people love it. I can't keep turmeric soap, even my own family, you know. They love it too, so we do that from time to time. And so turmeric is now one of my, it's in my product line. Turmeric soap.
Amazing. All
Yeah.
right. We will be right back.
Entrepreneurship is hard, and let's be real, mental health, even harder. But what if I told you that you don't have to choose between success and your sanity? That's exactly why you need to be at My Mind is My Business 2025. It's not just a conference, it's a space where we talk about what it really takes to build a business and protect your peace. You'll hear from experts, connect with the community that gets it, and leave with real strategies, not fluff, to help you navigate business without losing yourself. Tickets are available now, and trust me, you don't want to wait. Scan the QR code or visit www.mymindismybusiness.com to secure your ticket today.
We are back. We are back. We are talking with Miss Brenda Faust Thomas. We are talking about natural sentiments. And we've been talking about the products. We've been talking about their natural abilities. We've been talking about, just how do you get in there and find a product that maybe is something that you want. Are there any new products that you are going to be introducing?
Yes.
Summer's coming.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so glad you asked. Absolutely. As a matter of fact, I just introduced two new products this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I was vendoring at an event and I introduced those two new products. But I want to start with my oil, and I call it Nature's Balm. I introduced that maybe 3 or 4 months ago after a long period of research and development. And I call it Nature's Balm because it's jam-packed with, oils from plants, and it has CBD oil. And that's another one. Yeah, that's another one. People were asking me, do you have anything that has CBD oil? And oh, it's good for, it's good for pain, it's good for inflammation. Our body produces CBD oil. And I kept thinking about that, like, where would I get CBD oil?
Right.
And I was trying to actually move into another market, further north. And so I had gone to, this state, which was New Jersey, and I was looking to introduce my product there. And I found this store that sells, all that kind of paraphernalia. And he even said to me, if you had products that had CBD oil, you could sell your products in here. And I'm like,
oh, wow.
Yeah, I had no idea where to get it from, but I am a member of the Virginia Black Chamber of Commerce, and I met a gentleman there, and he grows the plant, and he extracts the oil from the plant, and he showed me how that was done. And so we partnered, and that's how I'm able to get the CBD oil. I get a certificate with it so that it can't be confused with having THC and all that. But I do get a certificate every time I make a purchase. And so that's one of the products. I call it Nature's Balm because it's got CBD oil, it's got ashwagandha, it's got other nice little ingredients in there that are good.
You can't tell them all.
And the thing about it is I've actually put it on, social media, what some of the ingredients are. Then I say to myself, why did I do that? But in any event, it's very, very good for the skin. We tested it.
It wouldn't matter. They can't figure out the ratio anyway.
Yes, right. That's the key, right? They don't know the portions, they may know the ingredients, but not how much of what. But it's very good. I get very good feedback on that. And that's called Nature's Balm. But recently, for spring, I just introduced a new soap, a lotion, and a body scrub. And one is called Gardenia. And I kind of went flowery sides, and that's what spring is, with the flowers bloom, and it's like starting new. And that's what I thought about, like spring is coming. It's like starting anew. It's like being refreshed and rejuvenating, and just kind of coming out of that winter and blooming. One is called Gardenia, and I love it. And the other one is called It's Your Spring. And I was trying to think of a name for it because I use different oils, fragrance oils in that one. And I was thinking about, like, what can I call this one? And so I talked to my sister, and she said, personalize it, call it It's Your Spring. And I kind of like that, so that's called, so I have introduced gardenia and I introduced the other product is still a soap, a lotion, and a scrub, but it's called It's Your Spring. And so we introduced that this past weekend. I think my assistant has it on my website. I haven't had a chance to talk to her yet, but I'm hoping it's out there. But those are my two new products, and I'm getting ready to introduce some more products as well. I really want to get to the point where I have a product line, without CBD oil, and then a product line with CBD oil. So that's very much, what I'm going to be testing to make sure it works. I also want to introduce a massage oil, right?
Yeah.
Love going to the spa. I don't know what they use in the spa, what's in their massage oils, but I'd like to introduce a massage oil for natural cinnamon. So that's coming soon.
Amazing. So if people are trying to go to find your products and they're going, where are they going to?
So my URL is www.naturalsentiments.com.
Okay.
And sentiments is SCENTIMENTS. That's where you can buy all your products.
And then are you on socials or any of that?
Yes, I'm on every social platform. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Twitter, and I vendor every second Saturday from April through December. I'm at the Richmond Night Market, and that's a very, very fun event. So if people are in the Richmond area, stop by and see us. We'll be there the second Saturday in April as they're starting back up. And I vendor, periodically, locally, and actually sometimes, not locally. I've been out of state to vendor as well, New Jersey, Tennessee, if it's worth it.
Yeah.
But the main place to purchase the products is on my website.
And are you in any retail spots?
No, not anymore. I used to be, but that is something that I'm glad you brought that up, because that is something that I'm working on. I've got a couple of places in mind that I'd like to reach out to see if we can, get our products there. But yeah, I was in a store in Potomac Mills, and that was going very well for a while. But unfortunately, that came to an end. So to answer your question right now, I'm not, but I will be.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. This is an amazing time. We were speaking with Brenda Faust Thomas about natural sentiment, because we are making sure that we are using our natural products. We want to make sure that as we are, we're closing out Women's History Month, we want to make sure that we are supporting women in business. It is hard enough to be out here working your business, and the ups and downs and the ebbs and flows that happened in entrepreneurship. But if we can support each other, if we can lend a help, if we can, we've been saying, hey, where do we put our dollars? We put our Black dollars in the black businesses, make sure that they are circulating. We are making sure that we are doing that Greenwood piece, and circulating our Black dollars through Black businesses. And so thank you so much for being here and being with us. And as I tell you all every week, that I love you and there is nothing you can do about it. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Thank you for having me, Michelle. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.